Coming up tonight on the news at 5, new restrictions will be added to Hill County businesses as COVID cases continue to rise. Plus, Halloween is not canceled. There are plenty of COVID-friendly options for trick-or-treaters.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 5.
Good afternoon and welcome to the News at 5. I'm Jessica Nelson. Thank you for joining us. The state reported a new record number of COVID-19 cases. Today, there were 1,063 COVID cases, pushing the total to more than 32,000. 9,600 of those are active. COVID-related deaths now sit at just under 390. It's important to keep in mind MTN numbers do vary from those reported by state officials because we track data from the state and local health departments to give you the most up-to-date information. People in Hill County are preparing for more coronavirus restrictions that will take effect next week. On Monday, Hill County's health officers said if cases rose past 58, new restrictions would start on Wednesday, November 4th. And on Tuesday, the county surpassed that number. So starting next week, businesses will be reduced to 50% capacity and they have to close by 12:30 in the morning. Both indoor and outdoor gatherings will also be limited to 25 people. The order will be in effect for 1 month. Health County Officer Kim Larson says she wants people to take this very seriously.
A lot of large events that have been happening in our area, despite us recommending them not happen. I mean, we all know that COVID-19 is not going away, but we need to be able to manage it and be here for our community and keep us as healthy as possible.
Today, Hill County reported 10 new coronavirus cases. While the pandemic has led to the cancellation of many popular Halloween events, there will be options for trick-or-treaters this year, and organizers are taking steps to make sure you and your family stay safe during the pandemic. MTN's ALEXIE AGUAYO has more.
Things are starting to get a little scary, but throw in bagged candy and even wireless headphones, and you have Halloween like any other year. Sort of. Helena businesses are making sure Halloween isn't canceled by hosting events for families.
The 2020 has been a bad year, it's been up and down with this COVID-19 going on. It's not the kids' fault. This is one holiday out of the year that the kids enjoy. The kids should go out and have fun. We want this to make it a normal year.
Helena NISSAN is one example with their event Trunk or Treat. They are decorating their vehicle to serve as houses for kids to trick or treat. Each vehicle will be separated and follow public health guidelines. Masks will be required, and Nissan is advising they are only letting in 25 people at a time.
We have talked with the health department. We're all on the same page. We will have parking in the back of the building so that everybody can park. We'll have people designate what 25 can come at a time. So we're going to make it safe for everybody, make sure the kids are safe and the families are safe.
Casinos are also getting involved by hosting a drive-through Halloween. People can drive by the casino, admire the decorations, and pick up a bag of candy, all while staying in the vehicle. 4J's, Luz Caboose, and Dre's in East Helena will release the details of entering and exiting the event on Halloween.
And we just thought this was a really safe event that we could do, and it's all about the kids. It really is just the more we can do to make these kids happy, I think we're all better off.
If you still wish to participate in Halloween but not attend these public events, the CDC and Public Health have released their own tips and advice on how to do that. In Helena, I'm ALEXIE AGUAYO, MTN News.
For more information on those events, just head to our website, ktvh.com. Well, we have a special guest in studio doing the weather tonight. Ritz the Bumblebee.
Hey, it's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. This is the new pup and her costume.
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting dressed up a little early. Hey, tune in tonight at 6 and 10 for a little costume change, though, because there was some dissension among the ranks in the newsroom about which costume. So we're going to do both today. It's Friday. All right, very warm Friday. Look at the high temperatures out there today. Disregard Glasgow and Jordan there. It wasn't in the 30s and the 40s. Everybody into the 60s and the 70s. She was asleep at 4, not asleep anymore. High wind warning continues for most of the state. Lake wind advisory down into parts of Powell County, also Silver Bow County as well here. So, she might sting. What a treat Halloween will be, and the next several days. Not like normal the beginning of November with record high temperatures potentially. And we'll talk about when we have to say goodbye to those record high temperatures. That's coming up.
All right, thanks, Curtis. Twice a year, we set our clocks either forward or backward an hour, and it's that time again. Some of us don't even think. But MTN's Annie Johnson joins us with how the change directly affects our bodies.
With everything being digital now, sometimes we don't even realize it's daylight saving time, but it may be a bigger deal than some of us realize.
It's not necessarily something that's universally appreciated. There's a lot of data now that suggests that daylight saving time is actually hard on us.
When the clock strikes 2 a.m. on Sunday mornings, it'll actually go back an hour to 1 a.m. For some, that just means an extra hour of sleep, but internally, time change directly affects your body.
You're not necessarily adding or taking away. What you're doing is you're changing the time that we're awake and go to sleep. And what tends to happen is that our circadian rhythm doesn't catch up. In some people, it can be a couple of days. In some people, it could be a couple of weeks. But in some people, they just don't adapt.
Which can lead to other health issues.
It can lead to a variety of different metabolic problems. So we tend to eat more, our blood pressures run higher, our heart rates tend to run a little bit higher, and there's a number of other metabolic problems that occur in response to that simple shift.
Since the time change is in a couple of days, it's a little too late this time, but Dr. Osmansky says you can do this simple trick a week before to help.
What we advise people to do is to try to go to bed earlier by about 15 minutes and get up earlier by about 15 minutes. Going to bed earlier allows us to kind of shift towards that upcoming time change, and getting up earlier allows us to be exposed to the blue wavelength light that helps reset our circadian clocks back towards normal.
Well, if you're like me and you like to sleep, you'll notice that extra hour this weekend. Reporting at Bozeman Health, Annie Johnson, MTN News.
Tonight, people in Great Falls are gearing up for an event honoring the tow truck drivers who lost their lives near Columbus last weekend. Towing units from as far away as Canada and the High Line are in town for a procession. And they're not the only ones. EMS, Highway Patrol, Great Falls Police, and the Sheriff's Department will also be there. It starts at 7 o'clock tonight. They'll cross the 15th Street Bridge and then head down River Road. It comes after similar events in Billings this week honoring the drivers who were hit and killed by a car while trying to recover a vehicle. Both of them were just 28 years old. Organizers say they hope tonight's event will send an important message.
Just because you see emergency responders and that there is a lane open does not mean that you don't slow down. I mean, all of us have experienced, all emergency responders have experienced times when we're on the side of the road recovering a scene and people, trucks, cars go whizzing by us. I mean, just for the grace of God, all of us are still here. So, you know, again, it's the law. You know, you're breaking the law when you speed through an accident scene. So please slow down.
There is also an event happening in Helena this evening. We will have coverage of that tonight on the news at 10. Author, journalist, and award-winning home ground radio host Brian Kahn has passed away. Kahn's radio program, Home Ground, has been on the air since 1996 and could be heard on more than 30 public and private radio stations across the West. Brian earned the 2009 Montana Governor's Award for the Humanities for his work. An attorney, he was the former president of the California Fish and Game Commission. He is survived by his son Dylan and his wife Sandra. He passed away while on a hunting trip near Lewistown. Brian was 73 years old. Dozens of Great Falls residents now have a little less work to do around their homes thanks to the local United Way chapter. The United Way of Cascade County held its annual Day of Caring event today. Teams of volunteers did yard work at 40 homes. The United Way partners with organizations like Meals on Wheels and Cascade County Aging Services to identify residents who need help.
It's really rewarding to get outside and know that you're helping people. And especially this year with COVID and of course the weather we've had in the last couple weeks, just getting outside, helping people, raking some leaves, helping them clean their yards, It feels like you're accomplishing something, you're helping the community.
For more information about volunteer opportunities with the United Way, you can find more on our website, ktvh.com. All right, when we come back, Curtis gives us a full look at the forecast, and later, across the country, early voting totals are shattering records. We head to Florida for this story after the break.
Weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grevenens.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Happy early Halloween to everybody out there. But boy, what a big change over the last few hours, 2 hours around Helena. Blue sky and calm conditions, clouds and wind rolled in. Gusts now up to 46 miles per hour, and temperature went down from the 60s back into the 50s. Great Falls also some great wind and great changes out there as well. We've got wind speeds up to about 32 miles per hour, temperature of 52. So cold front is moving through the state, 60s, even a few 70s out ahead of the front, 40s behind the front, and we will cool off, but it will not get frigid like it was last weekend. Actually looking at a pretty nice weekend here for Halloween tomorrow and then for November 1st coming up on Sunday. Current wind speeds, yeah, these are the sustained wind speeds. We've got some gusts up to 50, even 60 miles per hour. There's the wind. It continues to howl through the night into tomorrow morning, but again, it's going to be a real nice weekend. Look at the wind dying down in the western part of the state. Eastern Montana will probably have a windy day for most of the day. By the afternoon and the evening, that wind will begin to calm down here. So looking pretty nice, but still under a high wind warning technically. Cup Bank, Great Falls, out through Lewistown and Havre, and for the higher terrain around Helena. A couple of showers popping out there, a few snow showers up into the mountains here, a couple of raindrops right around Helena, but that little front will be zipping through here and moving on out in time for the weekend. Elsewhere across the country, right around New England right here, we've got a little bit of snow, early season snow that is moving out. Talked to a few friends and family out there, a couple inches of snow, which is, again, rare for October in that location. But there's that little front pushing south here later on this evening. Tomorrow looking like a really nice day. We'll have mostly sunny skies and, again, calmer conditions in western Montana. The winds, yeah, it'll still be out there in eastern Montana, but not so bad as we go through late in the afternoon. That wind will die down there as well. So Sunday looks pretty nice here with mostly sunny skies across the state for November 1st. Don't forget Saturday night, we set those clocks back as daylight saving time comes to an end here. But Sunday looking really nice, sunny skies and warm temperatures. Here's the forecast for tonight, down into the 30s, and we've got a few more hours of some wind for most locations. Windy through the overnight in eastern Montana, through the central part of the state, and still a couple of showers for the next hour or so around Helena with some snow into the mountains. And here's the forecast for Halloween tomorrow. Yes, it does look very nice. 40s and 50s for most of the state, maybe a couple of degrees below average, but again, it's mostly sunny. Yeah, it'll be windy in the eastern part of the state. Disregard that snow around Lewistown and around the Helena area. Highs up near 50 degrees in town. Here is the 7-day forecast. 50 degrees or so for tomorrow for Halloween. Remember that sunset is right around 6:15. It starts getting dark at about 7 o'clock. Saturday night, we fall back. Sunday, the sunset will be at about 5:15 because of that falling back. But Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, highs up into the 60s. Nice weather for Election Day. No issues with getting to the drop-off points if you still have to do that. And for Great Falls, looking at temperatures a little cooler tomorrow, but back up into the 60s on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, record highs are likely throughout a lot of the state, certainly in Great Falls. The record high for Monday is 72, and I'm going with 76. Good weather for Election Day coming up on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, still pretty warm. Thursday and Friday, the temperatures start to go down. And next weekend, it does look like some colder air with some snow will be moving in.
Thanks, Curtis. Election Day is Tuesday, but a rush to the polls continues right now. Across the country, early voting totals are shattering records, millions casting their ballots. Some of the longest lines are in Florida, a state that could hold the key to who wins the White House. Jay Gray has more.
With time running out, President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden are back out on the campaign trail, a final rush to win over voters. Though for around 80 million and counting, their decision's already been made. Early and absentee voter turnout breaking records across the country.
I've been waiting to vote for 4 years, so, rain, sleet, snow, whatever, it didn't matter. I was going to be out here.
Nationwide, the number of early votes is close to 60% of the total number of ballots in 2016, with some areas already surpassing their turnout from 4 years ago.
People are really enthused about this, and I think they know that their vote is their voice, and they want their voice to be heard.
Some of the longest lines have been in one of the states that could swing the election.
You hold the key. If Florida goes blue, it's over.
We are going to win Florida. We are going to win 4 more years.
In the latest NBC News Marist poll, the Sunshine State is, cloudy, showing Biden with a slight 4-point lead over President Trump. That's within the margin of error. So far, more than 6 million people have voted early in Florida, up 57% from 2016. Jay Gray, NBC News, Pensacola.
Governor Steve Bullock kicked off a busy weekend of campaigning with a stop in Great Falls. This afternoon, he was at Elks Riverside Park. Bullock is running for U.S. Senate against Republican incumbent Steve Daines. Right now, he's making a stop at the Atrium Mall in Havre. Tomorrow and Sunday, he'll make stops in Bozeman, Helena, Butte, and Missoula. As we've reported earlier this week, Steve Daines made a stop in Great Falls as well. All right, well, stay with us. We'll be right back after the break.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching MTN News at 5.
Welcome back with us, and thank you for keeping it here. The Eastern AA volleyball regular season is wrapping up this week, and that means it's crosstown time for CMR and Great Falls High. Here's MTN Sports' Isaiah Dunk.
Hey everybody, we're winding down the AA volleyball regular season with Crosstown here in Great Falls.
CMR looks to sweep Great Falls High on the season and lock up the Eastern AA 1 seed, and it was packed the place in pink night. Flowers given to those affected by breast cancer. Rustlers storm out in the first set. That's Lauren Linseth on the kill. They built a big lead. Bison looking for a spark. Shannon Strickland has it. Great Falls High down 8 in the set. Then a little bit later, Allison Harris with the kill. That keeps it at 17-7, but CMR would pull away in the first set. Here's Ella Cochran. After the tip, back to herself. She scores on that one. CMR takes the first set. Let's go to the second. Rustlers up big again. Linseth dig to Tennyson Hiller. She's got eyes in the back of her head. Rustlers well in control. Now here's Natalie Bosley. Off some hands for the point. Rustlers make it a quick sweep. They will be your 1 seed in the Eastern AA Divisional. In Great Falls, Isaiah Dunk, MTN Sports.
All right, coming up after the break, this crossing guard went above and beyond to bring smiles to students' faces today.
When we welcome our West Coast viewers, more evidence of Russian hackers trying to mess with the U.S. election. We'll look at efforts to defend against them. Also, with COVID in mind, we'll share some important tips on how to safely vote in person when we see you back here tonight.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching MTN News at 5.
Welcome back. A Great Falls crossing guard is getting into the Halloween spirit to help kids get home safely. Gary Schoenthal works as a crossing guard at Lincoln Elementary in Great Falls. Today he wore an inflatable T-Rex costume. He says he had been planning this for 2 months. And when he asked the school principal about it, the principal thought it would be a great idea. Well, we have a bumblebee here today. Not a T-Rex, but we do have a bumblebee here. Miss Ritz, she's dressed up for the occasion. Tell everybody have a good Halloween. That's all for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here at 6. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.